안녕하세요.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would show off my K-pop album collection slash just like my shelves and how I set everything up. I do have a very big shelf and I can't even show all of it in frame because there is 4 rows. I can kind of do this. Yes, so that is my entire K-pop shelf. It is 4 rows. Yeah, it's a really big shelf because I have a lot of albums. So yeah, I guess I'll just go cubby by cubby and just kind of show off how I organize everything. So yeah. So these are the top 2 shelves in my shelving unit, and it holds most of my Stray Kids stuff. So I do have this little plaque that my friend made me for Christmas. I thought it was really cute. She made it IMU because that was the era that got me into Stray Kids, so it's really sweet. And then the whole, like, this whole thing is just every single one of Stray Kids' discography, all of their albums, all of the versions, and then behind my light stick is the In Life albums. And yeah, so that's basically all of their albums in one cubby, the light stick and this little thing that my friend made. And then in this cubby is all of my signed albums, or almost all of them. So that is Mino's signature and that one is Chan's, and then these all have other members' signatures as well. Plus I think there's a magazine at the bottom, which is just a magazine that has Stray Kids in it. Yeah, so I have 2 signed Levanter CDs which have Jungin and Mino's signatures, I believe. And then I think that yellow one has Hyunjin, and then that's Chan and that's Mino, and then we'll move on to the other 2 shelves. So here are the last 2 shelves in the top row of my shelving unit, and it basically has the rest of my Stray Kids stuff. So it has my Sungmin signed album and my other Hyunjin one, and then those are their photo books and season's greetings. So the In London photo book, the In Playground, and then their season's greetings for 2021. So I do have 3 Stray Kids shelves. That is a new update for me because I didn't at first. I only had 2, but they just have so much stuff, and I have so many signed albums that I wanted to put on display, so I kind of made them have 3, and it'll work in the future for when, you know, they have more albums, there'll be more space to put them. So that is essentially what I did. And then the very last shelving unit in my cubby has all of my CIX things. So it has all of their albums. I think I have 2 copies of their Japanese album Revival down there, and then their season's greetings from 2021 and their light stick. So that's basically my CIX shelf. Isn't anything too fancy, but I do love the way that this is displayed and says hello. It's just so nice looking, so I'm very happy, and I'm interested to see what they're gonna do now that the Hello series is over. It'll be very interesting. So yes, that is that shelf. Now moving on to the second top row. The next row starts off with all of my New East albums. So I do have quite a few, but not all of them. That is an album collection I am working on, so hopefully I get more in the future. But I do have a bunch here, plus my one signed Becco The Table album and their light stick, which I love that I have. So yes, that is my little New East section. This will be growing essentially, because for like CIX and Stray Kids I do have all their albums, but New East I am still missing quite a few, so it is a goal of mine to try and get them all. So that is my New East shelf, and then we'll move on to my NCT shelves. So these are my 2 NCT shelves. I did kind of just put all of 127 Dream and Wavy together. So the first little section over here is 127, and I am still missing a few of their albums. So it's kind of just a mess right now. This one Regulate album is Do Young's. I can kind of... so yes, that is Do Young's copy, because I did go in stores once and found it for sale. I do want to get Mark and Haechan's covers, but for now, that's the only one that I have. And then I do have their Final Round Kinos as well. And then for Dream, I just have this little section here. I am still missing a few. Hopefully I can get the rest of their albums soon. I do need We Go Up and the other copy of We Boom. I think that's everything. But yes, and then I do have all 5 copies of WayV's albums, and I do have their 2 new ones on the way, so once those get here, that will be finished once again. And then this entire section is pretty much just Resonance and Empathy. So I do have the 2 versions of Empathy and then the 4 versions of Resonance. And then the 4 Resonance keynotes are back behind the light stick, and this is the WayV photo book that I got recently that is just so pretty. So it's just kind of there because it's kind of the only non-album NCT thing that I have, so it's chilling there. And obviously the NCT light stick is also there as well, though I do want to get the WayV one at some point. But for now I just have the NCT one, so that is my NCT section. And then the last thing on the second row is my Super M section, which basically has all of their albums from the second album, the Super one. I do have like all of their albums, and that one up there is the unit that Mark and Baekhyun were in with Lucas. And then I do have the 2 covers, like the Baekhyun cover and the Mark cover, and then that one at the bottom there is the United version. I didn't really want to collect all of the covers because I already had all the photo cards, so there was no point for me, I felt, to collect the other members' faces for the Super M albums, so I just collected those ones. I only got the United version because I found it in stores at like my local Walmart, so I kind of just bought it for fun. But yeah, so that is my Super M section. And yes, moving on to the third row now. In the third row is the start of my Twice collection, so basically both shelves is just fully Twice, and it is their entire discography. They're kind of in order. It starts with The Story Begins, page 2, Twice Coaster Lane 1, Lane 2, Signal, Twice to Grand, Merry and Happy, What is Love, Summer Nights, Yes or Yes, Year of Yes, Fancy, Feel Special, More and More, and then Eyes Wide Open. So yes, the Twice Coaster Lane 2s are sideways because that's the only way it would fit properly, but aside from that, it is pretty much all in order. And yes, and I do have all of their albums, which is fun, and there is space there for more albums once they do have a comeback, which is really good because I have no more shelf space, so yes. But yeah, so that is my entire Twice collection. And then the last 2 shelves on the third row is my Monsta X collection, which has a lot of things. So essentially this entire shelf is all of their albums in order from their debut album to, I think, the Beautiful albums, so that's basically every album in order, and I do have all of them. And then on this shelf, it's the rest of their albums, so the Are You There, We Are Here, Follow, Fantasia, Fatal Love, the Fatal Love Kino, and then that one little one in the middle right there is All About Love, their English album, American album, whatever it is. I only got 1 copy because they were super expensive, and I didn't really want to get all the versions since they were exactly the same. The only one I would want to get would be the one that had Shownu's face on it, but aside from that, yeah, that's the only one that I have because I bought it when I saw it in stores. But yes, and then those last 2 things on the side there are their photo books that they had recently. Yeah, they're pretty cute. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them forever, but they are pretty adorable to look through, so that's basically my entire Monsta X collection. Moving on to the bottom row. So this is the bottom row of my K-pop shelves. There are 4 more cubbies to go through. So the first one is my Txt shelf. So I do have TXT's entire discography right there. So their debut album, their 2 second mini album, their 2 from the 3rd mini album, and then their 3 from the 4th. Those are like the little locks that came with the 3rd mini album, and then their 2 Seasons Greetings, the one from 2020 and the one from 2021. And then this is just one of their like Japanese albums. I don't really know why I have it. It just kind of exists. But it has their faces on it, so I kind of just displayed it like so. And then in this cubby is my Astro collection, which is severely lacking. Yeah, so another one of my goals for album collecting is New East and also Astro, because I do need to get a bunch of their albums, but at the moment I currently have their 2 Autumn Story, their Winter Story, or Winter Dream, Rise Up, 1 All Light album, both of their Blue Flames, the One and Only album, both of the Gateways, and then both of the In Out, or Fade In, Fade Out, whatever they are, albums of Moonbin and Sana's unit. And yes, and I will be getting all 3 versions of their new album, which is super exciting. And yeah, so that's my very sad Astra album. Hopefully I can get more soon. That's basically New East and Astra are the biggest goals, and NCT as well. But yeah, so that is everything for these 2. And these 2 are my final 2 shelving units that I have for albums. So basically in this first one, I have all of Gravity's albums. It's kind of hard to see, but that's all of Gravity's albums stacked up there in order from their newest, or the oldest ones to the newest ones. And then this is all of Baekhyun's solo albums. So I only have 1 of his Kinos of Delight instead of all 3, but I do have all 4 of his Delight albums, his 2 City Lights one, this random Super M standee that I have for some reason, and then this is like the only EXO album that I have, but it's their, I forget what album this is, Exodus. It is the Exodus album, the Sehun photo book version. I do want to get Baekhyun's, but for now I just have Sehun's, so I just keep it there because I have nowhere else to put it, so that's kind of just chilling there. But yeah, so that's all of my Baekhyun albums, and then this shelf is basically all of my girl group stuff aside from Twice. So I do have all 4 of Cherry Bullet, nope, all 3 of Cherry Bullet's albums, their debut, their second, and their third. And then I do have both of Wooa's albums, and then I do have ITZY's Not Shy albums, plus their like Dalla Dalla photo book thingy, and their like ITZY in Paris photo book. And then the rest over there are all of Everglow's albums in order, because I do collect those as well. So yes, that is pretty much my entire shelving unit. So I hope you enjoyed this video of me showing off my K-pop album collection. It's not as pretty as a lot of other people's. I've seen some and they're just so beautiful in comparison, the way that they set everything up and organize it. I'm not a professional decorator or whatever, so I'm not very good at organizing, but I am pretty happy with the way that mine looks. I mean, if anyone has any tips, you can write them in the comments below, and I'll see if I like the ideas that you guys give me, and I may change things around. But I am always changing my K-pop album shelves around because I'm always getting new albums. I did recently get rid of a lot of albums as well. Like, I had a bunch of extra copies of Stray Kids albums, I had a bunch of extra copies of NCT albums, things like that. So I did get rid of a lot of albums because I didn't feel the need for them anymore. So this is kind of my downsized collection, if you will. But I am very proud with what I have so far. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what my K-pop shelves are gonna look like in, 6 months from now. I may do another one of these in the later half of this year, so yeah, we'll see. But that was everything from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. My Instagram, my trading Instagram is Yomansung in the description below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!